Okay, so let me introduce myself. So I am Pallavi. I am a GRE Con trainer here, as well as I am a GRE student coordinator here. And today I am hosting this session with our joint director, Mrs. Anupa Gore, ma'am. She is a verbal trainer here. So in today's session, we are going to show you some small short presentation in which by just that presentation, you will get an idea about GRE exam, how we conduct the GRE training here, then GRE exam pattern, different type of the questions which you have to solve or different difficulty level of questions you have to face in GRE. So we'll just give you the small idea about GRE, and we'll also try to solve some sample questions on GRE. Okay. Now, we'll see the, yes, so both the host in front of you, we both are the certified by ATS. ATS is the conducting authority of GRE. Okay, so we both are certified. So just have a look at our certification. And now we'll see something about us. So what services we exactly provided. So as a study abroad consultants, we provide the test preparation training. So we provide the training services for different entrance exams like GRE, SAT, TOEFL, IELTS, and PT. Also, with the training services, we help the student in admission counseling, in their application process, and in visa assistance. So you can see the different training services. So we offer the different mode of training services here. You can see hybrid classes, intensive, offline, and online classes. So these are the 4 different modes we offer the student at the time when they enroll for the training. So offline is something directly the student can visit our campus and they can join our session. So this is the offline mode of training. Online is if some student wants to join our training session and who is outside the Nasik, who is outside the country, then they can prefer the online mode to join the sessions. Intensive, it is one-to-one classes, which is in between the faculty member and the student only. So for intensive, we have both online and offline facilities available. So student can join online or offline as per his or her convenience. And then hybrid classes, it is something which we are doing right now. So some of your friends have joined the session online and you are here, or we are joining the offline mode. So this is something hybrid classes, which is a combination of online and offline. So we have guided more than 3,500 students, till now in our 21 years of experience. We help the student to get the admission in top universities, not only in top universities, as well as we help them to get the good scholarships when they got admitted in the top universities. And here we have our founder and director, Mr. Anupa Gore, sir, who mainly takes care the counseling and visa division. And also we have our joint director, who is Anupa Gore, ma'am, and she is the verbal trainer. She is a GRE verbal trainer, and she takes care about the training division. So this is all about us. Now, what is exactly GRE exam? What is the paper pattern, how GRE exam scores, this all part will explain by Anupa ma'am, and then I will be there again to help you to explain you the GRE quantitative reasoning part. Okay.
Hello everyone, wish you a very good evening, students. Nice to see all of you here for GRE workshop. Myself Anupa Gore. I'm joint director. I'm working as joint director at ASAC and also long-time instructor for the test and standardized tests like GRE, SAT, IELTS, and TOEFL. So today we are going to discuss about graduate record examination. Okay. So as the title suggests, it records your performance or academic skills that you have gathered throughout your academic years in high school and at university. And this is in the context of English and maths. Okay, so GRE is aptitude test that assesses your skills on mainly English and maths. And there is also analytical writing assessment, which is essay writing section. So that means you have to write 2 types of essays for GRE test. Understood? So guys online here, am I audible clearly? Rohit, Vedika, Kiran?
Yes, ma'am.
Switch on your cameras so that I get to see you. In case you have any doubts, you can ask me. I kindly request you to switch on your cameras, please. Okay, so moving on to the next slide, you can see different features of this test. First feature is the score is valid for 5 years. That means you can use your score for next 5 years from the date you give this test for your university admission. Then it is accepted by graduate schools worldwide, not only for STEM programs, that is engineering and technology programs, but also for business and law programs. Then test can be taken at home or it can be taken at test center. We generally recommend students to give test at test center. This is because they suspect a small activity and then your test score is cancelled. Nowadays, many universities are also not accepting home-based edition of GRE test. So we generally suggest students to appear for the test at a test center only. Okay. Send your best scores. That means in case you give several attempts of GRE, the best score, that is highest score, you can report your highest score to universities that you wish to pursue your education. So it's not average score, but highest score that you can report at the time of admission. Okay, so these are the typical features of the test. Moving on to the next slide. Okay, this is typical format of or test structure of GRE, and you can see that there are 3 sections. There are 3 sections, that is analytical writing, which is essay writing section. And analytical writing is followed by verbal reasoning and quantitative reasoning. So as we discussed in the beginning, your skills are assessed mainly in 2 contexts, that is English and maths. And also analytical writing assessment, which is descriptive section, which is essay writing section. So when you appear for the test, the first section that you take is analytical writing assessment, which is for 1 hour. You have to compulsory type your responses on a given issue prompt and on a given argument prompt. The section is followed by either verbal reasoning measure, that is English, or it is followed by either quantitative reasoning measure. Okay. So verbal reasoning and quantitative reasoning, there are 20 questions per section, and likewise there are 2 scored sections of verbal, 20 questions per section for quant, that is 2 scored sections of quantitative reasoning. So overall test duration is 3 hours 45 minutes. There is break which is optional, and that is after 3rd section, 10-minute break, which is optional after 3rd section. Okay. So this is your approximate test duration. Then you can see the scoring, how the test is scored. The test is scored on 3 pointers. For verbal reasoning, it is between 130 points to 170 points. Okay, you must have heard that GRE is out of 340 points. Okay, so 170 for quant and 170 for verbal. Okay. Verbal reasoning 130 to 170. And just now we discussed that there are 20 questions per section. That means there are 40 questions. Okay. So 40 questions and 40 points. That's the simple equation between 170 to 130 to 170. So 130 is base score. Consider it as 0. Okay. Then next is quantitative reasoning, which is again between 130 points to 170 points. So your total score is out of 340 points. Okay. Any score above 300, 305, 310 is considered to be a good score to get into good university. Especially for STEM programs, your quantitative score is really important. Okay. Then there is analytical writing assessment, and the score of analytical writing assessment is awarded in grade. Okay. That is between 0 to 6. And this score is not included in any of those verbal reasoning score or quantitative reasoning score. It is awarded separately. Okay, you must have heard that you get to know score immediately after you submit your test. Have you heard something like that? Okay, so you get to know your score immediately after you submit your test, but you get to know score of verbal and quant section only. Okay, analytical writing assessment being descriptive, it cannot give you a score immediately. Software cannot give you score immediately. So you get to know score of AWS section when you receive your score sheet. Okay, and it is awarded separately. You can see it, it's visible separately on your sample score sheet. Okay. So you must have thought that one question is equal to 1 point. But scoring is not as simple as you think, okay? Because the test is adaptive. So it adapts to your performance of first section of that particular major. And the next section of that particular major is dependent upon your performance of the previous section of that particular major. Okay, that way it is adaptive. Understood? So there is this concept of penalty and bonus points, okay, which we will discuss in detail maybe in later slides. Okay, so scoring algorithm is not as easy as you think because the test is adaptive. All right. So 3 scores are reported. Any section in which the test taker answers no question at all reported as no score. That means you cannot leave questions unattempted because it is equivalent to 0. It is equal to 0. Okay. But at the same time, you do not receive credit for partial correct answers. Okay. So there are question types where you need to choose 2 options, 3 options. So all the options that you choose must be correct. There is no partial credit. But however, there is no negative marking in GRE. Okay. So that's how the test is scored. You can see this sample score sheet. Okay. Your score on verbal reasoning major is given here, quantitative reasoning, and also analytical writing assessment. Okay. And it's percentile. Okay. The test is measured in percentile. Okay. It's like your performance is compared to students who are giving test and reporting score at the same point of time. Okay, so the test is absolutely fair. The test conduction is absolutely fair. Okay, so that's how sample score sheet looks like. Coming on to the next slide. Yes, analytical writing section. Now we are going to discuss question types on individual section. Okay, so the first section is analytical writing assessment, as I already said. Half an hour per essay prompt. So 1 hour for analytical writing assessment. And this section is compulsory. Okay, you can see how the slide or how the screen of analyze an issue task looks like. On left hand side, you can see a topic, and on right hand side, you can see the space where you can type your essays. You receive supply of scratch papers, okay, on which you can jot down the points that you want to develop more fully in your response. Okay, so you can see that this is simple notepad. ETS software doesn't support features like word count, auto spelling, grammar check, spell check, nothing like that. Okay, so you have hard time typing your essay. Understood? So that's how your issue task screen looks like. And then coming to the argument task, you can see there is topic or argument prompt on left hand side and you space on the right hand side. You can easily notice the difference between issue prompt and argument prompt. Like issue prompt is just 1 line statement, whereas for argument prompt, you come across a brief passage like this. Okay, so obviously the approach that you need to take to write individual essay is different, and that we will be discussing in detail later in our sessions. Okay, so your issue score is awarded grade between 0 to 6. Your argument score is awarded grade between 0 to 6, and your reported score is average score of your issue score and argument score, which is in 0.5, unlike +1 on verbal and quant major. Understood? Okay. Any score above 3 out of 6 is considered to be good score to get into good university. Okay. We have people from admission division here. Pallavi ma'am is there. Okay. Bhavika ma'am is also there. So she can let you know about the importance of, more than me, she knows the importance of scores on individual section. Yes, Pallavi? Yes. Any score above 3 on 6 is considered to be a good score, right? So you score 320 on GRE out of 340 and you score 1.5 in AWA is not a good score, right? So
there
three
are particular requirements of the university for AWS as well.
Yes, and especially for PhD, there is this girl going for course like right, law. Okay, the requirement is really 4.5 for such courses. Okay, arts and humanities. Students looking for STEM courses, like there are these guys who are going for computer engineering. For them, 3.5 is considered to be decent score on AWS section. Okay, students going for STEM courses, your quant score is particularly important, right, ma'am? 160 above is considered.
Mostly they go for the percentile also.
Right.
The university requirement is sometimes above 50 percentile or 60 percentile important.
Right. Okay. So you need to be careful about the individual score criteria as well. Obviously, when it comes to a score on comprehensive scale, you receive competitive edge, but on individual sections, it is really dependent upon the course that you are looking for, but there is importance of score on individual section as well. Okay. So that's how GRE is scoring verbal reasoning. So what does this section measure? As in the beginning, we already discussed that the test measures your comprehension and reasoning skills, especially on English and maths. Okay, so on verbal reasoning measure, the test analyzes your ability to understand given text, comprehend given text, interpret, and draw forth reasoning. Okay, so it's really the test of reasoning skills. Understand for that, obviously you need to know meanings of word that you come across, then analyze the relationship among component parts of sentences, because you need to make connections and come up with good reasoning to answer questions, and then analyzes what you read and how you apply your reasoning skills. Okay, so these are the question types. 3 question types. You come across 3 question types, that is sentence equivalence, text completion, and reading comprehension. Okay, so sentence equivalence and text completion, these 2 question types can be broadly categorized as fill-up type of questions. Okay, you come across text, you come across sentence along with blank or blanks and options. You have to choose correct options from corresponding column. Okay, according to that completes the logic of a given text or logic of a given sentence. Okay, so as the name suggests, equivalence is sentence. You come across sentence and 1 blank, and you have to choose 2 options that completes the sentence, similar, parallel in meaning. Okay, and then there is reading comprehension. Reading comprehension is passage-based reading. We'll see how do they look like. Okay, so this is your sentence equivalence question. You can see the box and you can check the instruction in that box. Select 2 answer choices. Okay, and then there is sentence. So sentence equivalence questions always look like this. You come across a sentence, you come across a blank, always 1 blank, you come across 6 options, and you have to choose 2 options that produce sentence parallel or similar in meaning. Okay, can you check this question and can you try to answer? Maybe you're not aware about the words and vocabulary. Are you? What is the meaning of orthodox? Or can you find out the similar word to orthodox here? Guys online can also try to attempt. Orthodox goes with conventional, and then you have eccentric. You have pair for original. Original goes with, just check the options. Original goes with or similar to innovative, because something innovative is new, original. Okay, so there are two pairs. So for sentence equivalence, what do you do first? You check the pairs first, because as you know, there is no partial credit. You choose two options, one correct, another incorrect, and you don't get any credit. So you must be confident about the pairs that you have chosen. Okay, so orthodox and conventional, and original and innovative, eccentric and trifling, not the pair. Okay, then what is the next step? You quickly walk through the sentence. Although it does contain some pioneering ideas, one would hardly characterize the work as. Okay, so now there are some strategies that we discuss in the class, because our training sessions are highly focused on strategies. Okay, students know that you have to read and you have to answer, but how do you read and how do you answer is really something that you need to practice. Okay, so now would you let me know where is the division? In the sense, where can you divide this sentence at what point? After comma, right? So although it does contain some pioneering ideas, one would hardly characterize the work as. So now second part contains blank. That means for textual clue, you look into the first part. Okay, so although it does contain some pioneering ideas, would you let me know important word in the first part? Pioneering, perfect. Okay, and although is discourse marker here. So would you let me know, although suggest support or contrast? Contrast. So although pioneering, the work is hardly pioneering. So you just have to replace pioneering by given options. Okay, so for pioneering, would you let me know correct pair? Original and innovative. Okay, so although they sound too many steps, when you practice, it becomes muscle memory, kind of, and then you quickly walk through, you quickly follow these strategies, and you can come up with the correct answer choices. Did you get that? Okay, so what is important? Like you understood pioneering is textual clue. That is important. Okay, remember this equation, 20 questions, 30 minutes. Unless and until you find out such shortcuts, it's not possible for you to answer 20 questions in 30 minutes. There are long passages to read. Understood? Clear? So you must know proper strategies to focus on, to practice. Clear? So that's how sentence equivalence questions look like. And coming to the next slide, this is text completion question. Now text completion comes in three types. That is one blank, two blanks, and three blanks. So here you can see one blank question. Okay, and again there is sentence blank and 5 options. So you can see for TC one blank, there are 5 options. Okay, and for SC, there are 6 options. You can also see the options are preceded by square icon. Okay, and here options are preceded by oval icon. Just for your knowledge, just for your information, you always get instruction, because you can check the instruction in the box. Okay, the instruction is select one entry. That means this is TC one blank question. Okay, they always come in groups, so you need not worry about, now do I have to attempt 2 options or 1 option? Understood? So when it comes to SC, you check options first to decide about pairs. But here there is no point and no sense that you go through the options, because you are supposed to choose only 1 option, so you need to go through sentence first. Okay, so the comprehension and interpretation strategies remain same. That is, you quickly walk through the question, you check where is division, you check the part which doesn't contain blank in general. That doesn't mean it's rule. Sometimes you get to know textual clue in a part where there is blank. Understood? But in general, you do this. Okay, so again, this is the sentence, you need to quickly walk through it and check where is the division. Would you quickly walk through it and let me know where is the division? In the parts of Arctic land grades into the landslide ice so dash that you can walk off the coast and not know you are over the hidden sea. Where is the division? Not every time there is comma and there is division. Okay, like division in a sentence, you can make some sense out of the given text. Okay, so here division it as so that means at that you can divide sentence into parts. Did you get that? Okay, so that you can walk off the coast and not know you are over hidden sea. Would you let me know important textual clue here? What is a textual clue? hidden sea, you're over hidden sea. Okay. Now the land grades into the land fast ice so unnoticeably. Now there is this importance of prediction. Okay. And right from day one, you need to work on interpretation and prediction because vocabulary will come gradually. I don't expect that you know all these words, but you at least must be able to predict a given option that you must know that land grades into the land fast ice so unnoticeably that you don't even know that you are over hidden sea. Understood? Okay. So now, are you able to identify a word which is similar to unnoticeably? Any idea? Any guesses? No. Imperceptibly. Okay. Now you know perception. To percept meaning to notice. Okay. So imperceptibly, that means you're not able to notice it. Okay. Now there are ETS traps, which students don't even realize because they are in a hurry. Okay, looking at the word you are over hidden sea, and then there is a possibility that you are drawn, you imagine too many things and you choose precariously because you know that is you think that it is risky to be over hidden sea. But a textual clue is that you are over hidden sea and you haven't noticed it. You do not have any clue that you are drawn. Understood? Okay. So that is your ETS trap, and ETS does set such traps in almost all questions. Understood? Okay. So that's how it goes. So vocabulary will come gradually. What is important right from day one? What is important is you improve upon your comprehension skills, you improve upon your prediction, you improve your accuracy level, you practice on time management. That is something which is important. Understood? And that's the importance of training. Okay. And then this is how you work on 2 blank questions. There are 2 blanks, 3 blank questions as well. And, you know, in a given section, there are 20 questions that we have understood. So out of 20 questions, 10 questions are RC, that is reading comprehension, 10 questions fill-ups. Okay. So out of 10 questions, 4 are SE questions, sentence equivalence questions, and 6 TC. So out of 6 TC, 1 blank questions, 2 1 blank questions, 2 blank questions, and 2 3 blank questions. That's how it goes. Okay. So this is how 2 blank question looks like. Then you have 3 blank question as well. We are going to discuss the strategies on 2 blank and 3 blank questions in our sessions in detail, because I don't want to waste your time. I want you to give overall idea about GRE. Okay. So that you decide, make a decision about when to take, how to take, okay, and all that. Then reading comprehension. This is mid-length passage that you have come across. Okay. And for reading comprehension question, it's like you come across passage which is on left-hand side. Okay. Passage normally is visible on left side. And on the right-hand side, there is 1 question at a time. Okay. 1 question at a time. And then you can click, if you don't want to answer that question, you can click next and move on to the next question. Okay. And likewise, finish the questions that are less time consuming and that are easier. Okay. But I generally suggest students to finish all the questions on the same passage without going to the next passage, because content is fresh. Okay. Maybe that question type is difficult and you skip and go to the next question. But even if that question type is difficult, while you are on the same passage, try to answer that question. Okay. So that's how. So again, you know, in reading comprehension, you can come across this question types, that is select 1 answer choice. You can see that question number 1, select answer choice, 1 answer choice. So for, 1 answer choice, you can see there are 5 options, and options are preceded by oval icon. Okay. Select all that apply. In the sense, you can choose more than 1. Doesn't mean you should always choose more than 1. Okay. Select all that apply. So you can either choose 1, 2, or 3, depending on question, options, information provided in the passage. Did you get that? Okay. So this is another question type, that is select all that apply. And the last is select sentence from the passage. In the sense, you are asked to choose a sentence from the passage that matches certain description. Okay. So you just go to that question, or you go to the information, or go to that sentence which matches certain description in the question. Okay. And then just click, the sentence gets highlighted. Understood? So this is selective. So you come across 3 question types here for passages. Did you get that? And likewise, there are short passages, middle length passages, and longer passages as well. So you can see the passage of this length. Okay, there are 3 passages. In one passage, there are 3 passages like this. Okay, and that you can consider as longer passage. But question types remain same. Understood? Okay. Any doubt about this? Clear? How to crack verbal reasoning section. Okay. You must have, got overall gist of the section, English section. From whatever you have understood, would you let me know some important skills that you need to develop to ace this section? Would you let me know some important skills? What do you think? Any idea? Okay, yes. Vocabulary is one important component of preparation. Anything else? See, we discussed that your comprehension ability has to be good. You must be able to comprehend, understand a given text, passage correctly, clearly. There should not be any confusion. Okay, and this you must be able to do within a given period of time. You must be able to reason. You must be able to reason the information. You must be able to establish links between those sentences, amongst those sentences. Okay, so your reasoning skills, that is interpretation skills, must be good. Okay, interpretation is you are able to make correct prediction. Once you realize that you are able to make correct predictions, you have really improved upon your interpretation skills. Did you get that? Okay, so what is important is your comprehension and interpretation, vocabulary, and you do this within a given time limit. That is time management. Okay, so you really need to work on these 3 areas. So when you start with, you build up your skills on comprehension and interpretation. With that, you improve upon your accuracy level. Okay, then you try to do all this within given time limit for individual section. Timed practice. So this untimed practice followed by timed practice on individual section, and then your full length test. Did you get that? So you must go step by step. You must adopt step-by-step approach. Understood? Choose the correct questions in the sense you can change the order of the question while you're within a given passage. Okay, so there is this mark and review button, and you can really go to the questions that you haven't attempted while you're within that section. But once you go to the next question, next section, you cannot come back to a previous section. Okay, so you need to choose questions wisely in the sense that you can answer the questions which are easier and less time consuming. Understood? Okay, because you know that your next section is dependent upon your performance of previous section of that particular major. That means you must attempt maximum number of questions correctly, right? So you can answer any question type. It's not like you must get those correct questions from fill-ups. You must get those correct questions from comprehension. You may be good at fill-ups, so you may want to attempt those questions first. Some students don't prepare on vocabulary. Okay, so they feel reading comprehension questions easier, so they attempt RC questions first. It depends. Okay, so choose right questions. Then regular practice test with analysis. Yes, analysis is important rather than. So you must be able to analyze your weaker area. That's how it goes. Positive attitude and proper mindset. All these terminologies I understand, but what do I mean by proper mindset? You know, it generally happens that when you move on to the next question, you think about a previous question. Understood? Whether my logic is correct. Okay, whether the word that I have chosen is correct. So this should not happen. You must practice on these skills. So that is what do I mean by proper mindset. And do not panic. You must answer all the questions. Okay, you're free to guess. Understood? So these are the some things that you must know before you attempt GRE test. Okay, because as I said, yes, your count score is important, but your verbal score gives you competitive edge in your application. Did you get that? Okay, So that's it about verbal section. Do you have any doubts? Obviously, there is question answer session at the end of the workshop. Okay, so in case you have any questions, you can just note them down and you can ask me later. Okay, moving on to the next slide. Yeah, quantitative reasoning. Now I request Pallavi ma'am to continue with the presentation.
Yes, so now it's my part, quantitative reasoning. I don't know how many of you really like maths or quant, but before that, can you just tell me what is the difference between quant and maths? Do you know? Why it is quantitative reasoning? Why it's not maths? Do you have any idea? Yes, online students? No? Okay, at least tell me what is maths. It's subject. So yeah, it's correct. It's maths is a subject. Yeah.
It consists of division, subtraction, the calculation part, the geometry, algebra.
So same thing is there in quantals.
Yeah. Quantitative is something which is consists of data handling.
Okay. No.
And
Yeah, data is there in quantitative, but there is no only not data is there. You have to deal with the percent ratio, what you told me earlier that trigonometry, geometry section, all you have to deal with in quantitative reasoning as well. The difference between quant and maths is a subject in which we have to deal with this question, and quant is check your ability, how you deal with those questions. Okay, so quant doesn't require you should know the vast concepts of maths, you should know the different theorems, you should know the different trigonometric angles to solve. It only measure your basic knowledge, how you use your basic knowledge to solve the quantitative problem. That's the difference between quant and maths. Simple? Okay. Now this is the quant, and I don't know how many of you really like quant subject or not, but if you are taking GRE, so you have to deal with that. We don't have any option. So we have to solve quant questions as well as verbal question, and AWA is also there. So yes, one more important note I want to just share with you. If you want to save this presentation, so I will show you one QR code at the end of this presentation. You can just scan that code and you can download or save this presentation in your system. Also, for each and every slide, if you want to read the detail of that slide, because I have mentioned very few points which are actually important here. So the points which we are not possible to cover here. So if you want to read the detail of that, so you can see the link is there. Below that each and every slide, so you can click on that link and you can read the detail of that presentation. Okay. So yes, GRE quantitative part, we'll see one by one what exactly it measures and what is there in quant section. So GRE quant, it measures the understanding the quantitative information, interpret and analyze the quantitative information. As I told you, it only measure how you use your mathematical knowledge in actual quantitative problem. Okay, so it required only the mathematical concepts of 8th, 9th and 10th standards, but you must know how to use that knowledge in these problems. Next, solve problem by using mathematical model. How you solve the problem, how you face that problem. Okay, by using your basic elementary knowledge of maths. Apply basic mathematical skills and elementary mathematical concepts of arithmetic, algebra, geometry, and data analysis. So it measures only this 4 sections: arithmetic, algebra, data analysis, and geometry. But now in next slide, you can see how many exactly topics are included in those 4 sections. So yes, and if you want to use calculator, if you are not good in calculation, so you can use calculator, but you cannot carry your own calculator. There will be the inbuilt calculator in your GRE test, so you have to use that calculator. Okay, you can see this is the inbuilt calculator which is there in your GRE test, and it only shows you some basic arithmetic operations. Okay, so like that engineering calculator, you cannot use sine, equation, quadratic equation, linear equation. No. Okay, so you have to use only plus, minus, multiplication, division, and one additional is given there, that is square root. That's it. Okay, so now we'll see the different topics which are actually included in your GRE quantitative reasoning syllabus. So the topics, as I told you earlier, arithmetic, algebra, geometry, and data analysis. These are the 4 important sections which are covered in your GRE syllabus. But now you can see the exact content of those sections. In arithmetic, the questions are based on the integers, divisibility rule, factorization, then sometimes reminder, even and odd numbers, right? So you have to use those concepts, then arithmetic operation, exponents, ratio, percent, ratio, percent calculation. Then concepts such as estimation, absolute value calculation, rate calculation, unit conversion sometimes you have to deal with. Then number line, decimal representation, and sequence of numbers. So sequence, series, and progression topic, arithmetic and geometric progression. So these all are the concepts, these all are the topics which are included under arithmetic section. Next section is algebra. Now algebra, it includes the operation with exponents. Exponents, something raised to something, right? So that is exponents. Laws of indices. Do you remember laws of indices? No? A raised to m into a raised to n, right? Okay, so those laws of indices, factoring and simplifying the algebraic expression and functions, solving linear and quadratic equations, okay, finding out your final answer. But there are some strategies to solve, because if some quadratic equation is given and if they are asking you to find out the x value and options are there, so you can directly put each and every option in that equation and you can find out your answer. So like this, you can use your elementary concept basic knowledge to tackle with this problem. Then algebra, it also include the equations, how to convert the word problem into equations, okay, and coordinate geometry topic. Okay, then geometry section, it include parallel and perpendicular lines, then angles, polygon, different two-dimensional figures like square, rectangle, parallelogram, trapezium, rhombus, their area and perimeter calculation. If three-dimensional figures are there, then their volume and surface area calculation. So these are the things which you already have studied in 7th standard in mensuration topic. Yes, so that mensuration topic is nothing but three-dimensional geometry. And data analysis is the last section of your GRE quantitative reasoning, which measures the basic descriptive statistics. Now, what is basic descriptive statistics? Statistics, 8th standard. Yes, mean, median, mode calculation, standard deviation calculation, variance. Okay, interpretation of data in a table and graph. So some data, some sort of graph they will provide to you, and you have to read that data and answer the questions which are based on that. Then elementary probability. Elementary probability means very basic knowledge of probability. Okay, and probability distribution like normal distribution, bell-shaped curve. Okay, those things, and counting methods such as permutation, combination, then sets. So these are the different topics which are included under your GRE quantitative reasoning section. If you want to read this in detail, so there is link given. So after just scanning that QR code, you can just click on that link. You can just read that detail of total content. Now, different question types in GRE Quant. First type is the quantitative comparison question. Second is the multiple choice question, in which you have to select one answer choice from 5 options given. Multiple choice questions, in which select one or more answer choices. You have to select all correct answer choices. Okay, if you select 2 answer choices which are correct, but in actual, if that question have 3 correct answers, so you will not get any point for that selection. And last is the numeric entry question, in which after reading that question, you have to solve it and find out your final answer and put that answer in the empty boxes below that question. So you don't have any option to choose for numeric entry questions. Okay, now we'll see one by one each and every type of the question. We'll just try to solve this question. They are very simple. So there is a question in front of you, quantitative comparison question. You can see one triangle is there, triangle PQR. Okay, and there is one point S which is lie on line PR, side PR. Okay, and some information is also given below that triangle. What is that? PQ is equals to PR. So where is PQ? Okay, so PQ is equals to PR. It is given there. And now 2 values are given, like not 2 values exactly, 2 different quantities are given, 2 columns are given. Quantity A says PS, quantity B is for SR. And now you have to choose which quantity is greater. Okay. If quantity A is greater, select first option. If quantity B is greater, select second option. If both quantities are equal, you have to select third. And if data given is insufficient, then choose last option. Okay. Would you like to try? You can use your pen and paper to solve and let me know your answer. Yes, online students, you also can solve. Not equal. Okay. They are not equal. I got one on answer. No, Akshata, it's not equal. So yes, only this information is given. PQ is equals to PR, right? Only PQ is equals to PR is given. And sorry, option D, you're right. Option D is correct for this question. Very good. So as per the given information, if you draw the triangle, there are three possible ways to draw the same triangle. And in all those three ways, you will fulfill that information which is given below that triangle. That is PQ is equals to PR, sorry. So just give me a minute. Yeah. So first triangle is given. Second, if I want to draw it like this. Okay. Here is my point S, point Q, sorry, vertex P and R. It is also possible, right? I'm maintaining same thing. PQ is equals to PR, right? So it means now just by looking to this second figure, now can I say SR is less than PS? Yes. Okay. Now if I draw the same figure like this, S, P, R and Q. Now it is something like PS is greater than SR means A is the answer. So for my different assumption, I'm getting different answers because actual proper information was not given for QS. Whether QS is an altitude, whether it is a median. If it is given that it is a median, then we can say they are equal. But it's not a median, right? So that's why we can say the relationship cannot be determined from the given information. Okay. When the oval shapes are given there, preceding to your option, then in that case you have to choose the select the one answer only. And when there is a check boxes, you have to select multiple answers. Okay. Now we'll try to solve one more type of the question, which is not a quantitative comparison, which is something different. Multiple choice questions, select one answer choice. Okay. Now try to solve this. Now it is simple. Yes. Online students. 4 pi. Yes, 4 pi is correct. 4 pi is correct. You want some more time to solve? Should I explain? Okay, now you can see one circle is given. Do you know what is the total angle formed by circles? Good, 360. So only this knowledge is sufficient to solve this question. And one more thing is required, that is area of circle. What is area of circle? It is pi r square. It's not 2 pi r. So area of circle is pi r square. Okay. Now total angle formed by circle when it is 360 degree. Okay, at that time, what will be the area of circle for this whole circle? I'm asking you what is the area for this circle? Pi r square, and 6 is given as a radius. So it is 36 pi. Am I right? So for 360 degree angle, if area is 36 pi, and now I have to find out the area for this short shaded section, that is sectors. Okay, so what is the angle for this sectors? 20 for this one, 20 for second one. So total angle is 40. So can I say if for 360-degree angle is 36 pi, so what is the angle for 40 degrees? I can assume it as a x. Okay, then do cross multiplication. 36 pi into 40 upon 360 is equals to x. 0, 0 will get cancelled out. 36 is cancelled out. Remaining part is 4 pi, and that's it. 4 pi is the answer. Understood? How you can use only your elementary knowledge to solve this question. If you want the brief knowledge about this, so can I tell you the area of sector formula? It is n by 360 into pi r square. Okay. Then n is the angle formed by the sector and pi r square is the area of the total sector. We are doing same thing here. But we are using our basic knowledge to solve this. Okay. Now try to solve one more type of the question, which is multiple choice question again, but you have to select all the possible answers. Now it's very simple. You can solve this question in fraction of seconds. Good. 12, 18, 36. These three are correct. Okay. Can you please explain me how it is?
12, 18 तो 36 यूनिट में 6 है और 3 plus 6 9 जो 3 की प्रॉपर्टी है.
Okay, so you check each and every option by dividing it by 2 and 3. No? Okay, so there is a simple strategy to solve this question. Question is which of the following integers are a multiple of both 2 and 3? Okay, we have to find out the multiple of both 2 and 3. It means common multiple of 2 and 3. It is something related to least common multiple. We know GCD and LCM concepts. So LCMs, it is related to LCM, least common multiple. So first of all, find out the LCM of these two numbers. What is the LCM of 2 and 3? It is 6. LCM of 2 and 3 is 6. And now find out the multiple of 6 from these options. That will be your answer. Understood? Yes. So this is the multiple choice question in which you have to select more than one answers. Okay. If any student select 12 and 18, but if he or she not take this 36 answer, then that student will not get full point, not any point. You get 0 point for that. Okay. You have to choose all correct answer, all possible answers. Only then you will get 1 point for that correct answer. And then next type of the question is numeric entry. It is again very simple. Rectangle R has a length 30 and width is 10. Square S has a length 5. So what is the ratio of perimeter of S to perimeter of R? Yes, what is the perimeter of rectangle formula? Sorry, it is 2 in bracket 2 into. No, it's correct. L plus B, it's correct. Formula is correct. But I will give you strategy. If you don't know formula, still you can solve this question. You just try to solve this first, and then I'll give you strategy for that. Yes, online students. Yes, what is the answer? 60 divided by 20. Okay, we'll check your answer. 25. So your answer is 60 divided by 25. Okay, we'll check. Rectangle R has a length 30 and width as a 10. Okay, so some of you know the perimeter of rectangle formula, that is 2 times of L plus B. Okay, but even if you don't know the perimeter formula, and even if you only know the perimeter is nothing but the sum of all the sides. If you only know the perimeter is nothing but the sum of all sides. Okay, then also you can solve this problem. So if perimeter of rectangle you want to find out, try to draw the figure in geometry whenever it is possible. So 30 is the length given and width is given as a 10. So what is the perimeter? 30 plus 10 plus again 30 plus 10. So it is 80. It is 80. Okay. Now perimeter of square. Again, draw the figure and mark the length of side. For square, all sides are equal, you know. Okay. So perimeter of square is 5, 5, 5 plus 5, 20. So 80 by 20. But what is the question? What is the ratio of perimeter of square to perimeter of rectangle? Not rectangle to square. That is the trap. Okay. So what is perimeter of square? It is 20 and perimeter of rectangle is 80. So 20 by 80 or 2 by 8 or 1 by 4, all are acceptable, all are correct. So you have to write your answer in those empty boxes by using mouse and keyboard. Okay, so you have to just click in that empty box by your mouse and type your answer there. Okay, so if two boxes are given like this, one as a numerator part and one for the denominator, in that case, you have to write down your answer in a fraction. But if for same question, if they have provided you the single box, in that case, you have to convert your answer into decimal and then put that in your empty box. Okay. So, and one more type of the question, it is not a type of the question, it is a data interpretation, which is a part of data analysis set, in which you have to read the given data. So they will provide you data in the different forms. Sometimes it might be in the simple tabular form data. Sometimes it is a pie chart, bar graph, or histogram. You know, these different type of the data, line graph, scatter plot. Okay, you have to read that data properly and then try to answer the questions which are based on that data. So there will be the 2 to 3 questions will be there in your one section. So you can just, if you count the total number of questions, for 2 quant section, you have to solve at least 4 questions on data interpretation, 4 to 6 questions. Okay, so every time at the time of solving data interpretation question, you have to make sure that you are reading data first, you are scanning and analyzing the data first, and then you are reading the questions. Don't go for question first and then reading of data. Is the totally wrong method for data interpretation questions. Okay, so at the time of reading, check what the data exactly represent, for what that data is given, then the units given in that data. If values in data are given in percent, then what is the total amount, total quantity? Okay, if it is in percent, so it doesn't mean if it is services for 15%, it doesn't mean if 15 is the total service amount, right? So for that, you must know the total number of workforce or total number of amount, what is that total it is given for. And again, if the data in the form of X and Y axis, then you have to check what X axis exactly represent, what Y axis represent, and obviously their units are important. Okay, so would you like to solve this question? 18? No. 21 is correct. Good. 21 is correct. Okay, now what is the question? Approximately how many people are in the production and transportation sector of the workforce? So production and transportation is here. So we have to use only left hand side of the data, that is pie chart. No need to see this second form of data. Okay, so production and transportation, it is 15%, but it is out of 140 million people. Okay, for 15 option is also there. Okay, but it's not the answer. 15% of total number of people, it means 15% of 140. Okay, that is 0.15 into 140, and you will get 21 million as a correct answer. Understood? Yes, so these are the different type of the questions you have to solve in quantitative reasoning section. Now we'll see how to crack the quantitative reasoning section. It is very simple to solve quantitative reasoning section, but when you come across your actual test, there is a time constraint. So you have to solve each and every question in 1 minute. Only 1 minute time will be there, because 20 questions and 35 minutes. Okay, so 1 minute, 1.5 minutes we can say for each question. So you have to deal with time at the time of your final test. Students should aim 160 or 170 on 170 in quant. It is achievable. So yes, it's very simple to get good score, that is 170 on 170 in quant. So you can aim that score if you are really good in maths, if you are really good in quant, or if you want to go for STEM program. So they will only see your quant score. in for engineering field and for STEM programs if you are planning, then you must start with the basic concepts of math and clear all fundamentals. So we have to go stepwise, right? So don't directly jump on the GRE quantitative books. Don't start solving the Manhattan and Barron's and this type of the books. You have to go stepwise. You can start your preparation from basic concepts like from 7th, 8th and 9th standard book, even 10th standard book you can use. Okay, no need to refer 11 and 12 standard books. No need to refer even engineering books. Okay, so 7, 8, 9 and 10 standard books are good to use for early stages of your preparation. Then topic wise analysis is must, and difficult topic must be practiced well. So you don't need to worry about this because we conduct the training here for quant. We conduct the topic wise training every time. So we explain the theory part first, the different formulas which you have to use in that particular topic, and then we'll try to solve the questions which are based on that particular section, particular topic. So learn to solve the problem in a minute as a time is crucial. Yes, that one is important. But no need to put this time constraint at the very early stages of your preparation. Even at the training phase also, we don't ask the student to solve the problems in that particular time, because training phase is the totally phase where you have to develop your strategies, right? So no need to put those time constraints. Just try to clear your concepts. Okay, you can take your own time to solve, but after your training phase, when you start practicing for your actual test, when you start sectional practice, then at that time you have to put the time constraints. Then regular working with numbers and maths is must. We all know for maths, we have to practice it every day. Every day we need to practice the maths. Only then you can tackle. And now this one is not a maths, this is the quantitative. So quantitative is again, there will be some strategies and all. And if you not practice it well, then it might be possible that if you forget those strategies, then you will be in the problem at the time of final exam. Then last but most important point here is mock test would be analyzed for weaker areas, and then those areas should be targeted. So after your training phase, you have to do some sectional practice with time constraint, and after that you have to solve the mock test. So we'll provide the mock test plans to the students after when they register for their actual test. Okay, but no need to solve n number of mock tests, no need to solve multiple mock tests. Instead of that, if particular students solve at least 4 to 6 mock tests, but with proper analysis, then that will be the beneficial for that particular student. Okay, so these are the different strategies, these are the different points you can just consider at the time of learning your quant part. Okay, and now next part is how we conduct the training at our institute. So Anupa ma'am will guide you for that, and you will also see the our best course and how we conduct the training here. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Pallavi ma'am. So that was all about GRE test. Now, how do we offer training for GRE? So these are some pointers which you must notice. That is 3 experienced and ETS certified faculty. We already showed you our ETS certificates. Official ETS GRE study material. We use only official guide, GRE official guide, and questions from official copies are solved, analyzed, discussed. Multiple batches available. Yes, morning, weekend, because there are some few students who are working and they can join only on Saturday, Sunday. So we have weekend batches as well. Evening batches between 6:30 to 8, which are regular between Monday to Thursday. Convenience to attend in person or online, like just the way we are doing here. You guys can attend in person. So you guys are here. There are some students who have joined online. So there are these hybrid batches. Okay. On some day, if you are late from college, you do want to join from home, then you can join from home. So there is this convenience. Use of digital tools like Google Classroom. Our Google Classrooms are updated every day, where we post questions, we ask for answers, you post your doubts, we solve them. Okay. And everyday doubt solving sessions are there. Yes, there is this particular time between 4 to 5 where you can book your prior appointments for doubt solving sessions. Okay. And provision of study plans. In the sense, once you schedule your test, according to your test date, we give you 15 days, 1 month, 2 months plans. Okay. Training at our institute, yes, this is also a very important feature of training methodology, intensive one-to-one. That means for a particular reason, you want to give GRE as early as possible. Maybe your intake is approaching and the deadlines are approaching. In that case, you want to finish it as early as possible. So there is this intensive one-to-one training where we impart all the training in 10 days and each session is of 1.5 hours. Okay, it will be special classes and one-to-one classes. There will be special classes and one-to-one classes. Okay, individual attention, 10-day fast track course. Classes are scheduled as per students' convenience. Okay, so that is all about one-to-one intensive. Students generally join intensive for quant and verbal both, because there are some students who find difficult quantitative section difficult, some students verbal section difficult, and accordingly they can join one-to-one classes as well. Yeah, we take pride in our top scorers. You can check their scores. This is Ashing Randive first, 336. He lose his 4 marks in quantitative section and not in verbal section. Okay, so this is really surprising. Then Sejal Jadhav, 335. And she directly got into PhD program after her bachelor's. Okay, full funding. Her academics were excellent and obviously accompanied by GRE score 335. Obviously, she was from pharmacy. Okay, so her score is 335 with 4 in AWA, and she directly got into PhD program. Shubham Jadhav 330, Urvashi Bavsar 330, Gaurav Shevare 323. Any score above 320 is good score, excellent score. Okay. Suyash Devdar, Rahul Patel 320, Vinit Bhole 320, Diksha Chandorkar 319. Many of these students have received scholarship for their first semester itself because of their good GRE scores. Okay. So there is this myth nowadays in most of the students' mind that GRE is waived by many universities, right? Okay, so you must be thinking that GRE is waived, then why should we appear for the test? Okay, but that was COVID trend. Let me tell you. Now, many more universities are again insisting on your score. If you check their websites carefully, okay, you must have noticed that GRE score is not mandatory at the time of application, but if you submit it, it is considered. Okay, so that means obviously you get competitive edge over a student who hasn't appeared for GRE test. Okay, so GRE is important for your admission, for your acceptance, and it is also very important for your scholarship. Okay. Yes, this is our upcoming batch, and that we are starting from 13th of March. Okay, and timing is like Monday to Thursday, 6:30 to 8, between Monday to Thursday, 1.5 hours every day. Okay, I just want to know for which intake are you planning to give GRE, and when are you planning to give GRE tentatively? Yes, starting from you. You can sit down. Okay. So you are looking for fall 24. Okay, how about you? Same, fall 24. Yeah, Mamta. 2020? Okay. How about you? Yeah, you. Yeah.
For spring 24.
Spring 24. Oh, that means you have to take it as early as possible. Okay. Have you already scheduled your test date? Not yet. When are you planning to? Okay, and how about your application process? Have you started? Okay, that means you must think of GRE as early as possible. Okay, how about you guys? So you are currently in 3rd year, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, but it's a good idea that you start your preparation in time. There are many students who start in 3rd year and they apply when they're in 4th year. Okay, guys online. Here, Akanksha, Kiran, which intake are you planning to join and when are you planning to schedule your GRE? You can quickly type in the chat box. Or you can unmute yourself and speak into your microphone. Okay, you're looking for fall 24, Vedika. Akanksha and Kiran as also fall 24. Okay, Om also fall 24. Okay, guys. So All right, most of the students are planning for fall 24, so they plan their GRE in the month of August or September this year. Okay, you have your scores ready at the time of application, which is really great. Understood? Okay, so you can think of the upcoming batch. The training duration will be 2 months. Okay, so you start in the month of March and April. You consider your training period. Then maybe you need 1 month mock test timed. Okay, and then maybe you are in a position to appear in the month of June or July. Okay, so you need to consider this for if you are really looking for it, keen to join fall 24 intake, then you must consider this batch. Let me tell you advantage of GRE batch, which we generally start in the month of March. There is no rush. Okay, if you compare our GRE batches in the month of June, July, okay, you'll find this classroom packed. Okay, but in the month of March, there are 50 to 20 students, and then that means so the pace can be adjusted. Okay. So you can think of these upcoming batch, which is starting on coming Monday. Okay, coming to the next slide. Okay, I guess that was the last slide. For detailed inquiry, you can check these numbers and contact them and get your queries resolved. Okay, so these are our numbers. We are located on College Road, Nandan Switch, behind Nandan Switch, Chandan apartment. Okay, and then for detailed inquiry, you can contact and accordingly you can make your decisions. Okay, now the session is open for question answer round. In case you have any questions, do let us know. In case you have any questions, even guys online, you're offline, if you have any specific questions, please feel free to ask them.
You mentioned about the weekdays batches.
Weekend batches are going on currently. Okay, weekend batches are on Saturday and Sunday. Okay, Saturday between 7 to 10 in the morning and Sunday 8 to 11. Okay, but those batches are only Saturday and Sunday. And if you want to remain in touch with the test, then I do suggest you regular batches, which are between Monday to Thursday. Okay, any doubt, any specific questions? Okay, there is this question. Can we attend multiple batches? Yes, Vedika, you can. Yes, you can. Any other doubt? Any specific questions? Vedika, in my opinion, you are planning fall 24. So there is really no need that you attend multiple batches. If you are regular in one batch, that's more than enough. But in case you want, you can do that. Okay, it depends upon your intention as to why do you want to join multiple batches. Once you start with the training, you do let me know, meet me in person, and we can discuss this in detail. Hope that helps. Have I answered your query? All right. Any specific doubt? Any specific doubt? So I guess Pallavi, I think we have done good job because they don't have many doubts. Did you like the session?
Yes.
I love you. Did you get the proper idea of the test and our training methodology? Okay, guys. See you in the next class. Okay. Okay. You can just scan and save this QR code and you can refer to the present. In case you want to refer to the presentation, you can refer to it later on. Just scan and save the code. Guys online? Okay. Are your passports ready?
Yes.
All of you, in case your passports are not ready, please do apply for passports because that is the basic document that you need even at the time of registration of the test. All right. Okay. I hope this helps. So that concludes our session. In case of any doubts, later on you come across any doubts and you want to ask them, please contact on our admin numbers. Okay.